Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we are going to be changing the upper and lower knives on our 1034D Baby Lock by Brother. Now, I know that this has been a very highly requested thing amongst my friends, and I figured this would be something that you guys may or may not have tried, so I wanted to go ahead and make a video and kind of let you guys follow along and see how I go about doing this. So I did get these off of Amazon, and I will put the links in the description box below. In one set, you get this handy, nifty little brush that you can clean your machine out with, and it also does come with a set of needles, which these ones are really great. These are actually ones that I've used for years on my Sergers. And go ahead and open these up so you can take a look at what they are. Like I said, there was two different kits. They have ones that come with this extra little cleaner and then the needles, and then they have one that just comes with the knives. And I got one set with and without. And I think we're going to use these needles. So now here is the set of knives. I've already replaced them in my other serger, so I wanted to show you them in this one. Now this one that looks like a little hooky kind of thing, this one is the upper one. And this other one right here that's kind of at an angle is the lower knife. And we are going to go ahead, first things first, I'm sorry, my machine needs some love. Yet again, it's filthy. So we're going to zoom in here and show you what we're working with. So first things first, again, I do have another video that you guys can refer to, which I will put right up here, on how I clean my machine. Today I'm going to go through and just kind of do a quick method, which I actually did clean my machines about pretty thoroughly about a week ago, so they're not too terribly bad. I don't know if that's completely true or not, but we're going to go with it. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and remove the needles and the threads, and then I'm going to kind of sweep the inside out. I'm going to show you an additional step on cleaning your machine today as well. So make sure that you follow all the way through to the end. And I do have a few additional fun tips to share with you this time. Again. So right here, we're going to go ahead and remove the needle plate. You have to take this one little screw out. And you know, it doesn't matter where I put my camera. My hands and my arms are always in the way, you guys. I'm so sorry. I don't know how you deal with me. And I am going to do a lot of this video in real time, but so in order to get the plate off, you have to remove your stitching tongue first. So basically what that is you push this lever right here and pull your stitching tongue out. Easy peasy. And then you can remove the plate. And you're going to see on the bottom of your needle plate, there's going to be a lot of dust bunnies. So we'll go ahead and just sweep those off and get rid of those. And then you're going to want to take your stitch width lever off, which you can see I'm doing. Man, I was having a hard time today. So, nails. These are your best friend. These are actually magnetic, and I think I found this one at Lowe's, maybe, or somewhere. And then this one, I think I found at J. Hiddle Sewing Supplies, I think is what it's called. I'll put them in the description box. I like this one because it has a light on it, so you can see what you're doing. But you can see the tip of it is magnetic, which is really handy to get into those small places. And I actually do prefer this one more than just the magnet one, but we're going to go ahead and just kind of pop this little part off right here. And we have to remove this one. I forgot we've got another screw down here, so we're going to turn it over to Phillips to get the job done. And you can use the magnet on the end of your screwdriver to pull those screw bits out. So we'll take this okay, this I want to show you guys. This is gross. I did take this off like a couple weeks ago when I cleaned it out, but you can see where all these little lint bunnies build up right here in this mechanism of your machine. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to sweep and vacuum this out to get all the big bulky stuff out, because you definitely don't want to go through with your compressed air and just blow it everywhere. Okay, so I wanted to kind of pull my camera off my tripod and kind of show you what I'm working with here. What I basically just did was pulled the front of this cover off, and you do have to kind of get to it in a weird way. Don't be afraid of this, okay? This part I would say pretty much anyone can do. If you're not 100% sure how things go together, then take pictures of what you're doing as you go along. But I hope this video will help. Now, I just basically took this cover off of here, and I'll show you the mechanism that I had to take off here, but we had to take that off anyway so we can change our blades. But now the reason why we took this off, as you can see, I still have to vacuum inside of here, but I want to show you. See these little lint bunnies down in here on the right hand side by the needles? That is what I pulled out. That and the whole bunch that I vacuumed out that you saw before is what came out of here. Now, when your machine stops working, like stops pulling fabric in the proper way, and you're feeling like you're having to help your machine out more, is probably because you need to clean your feed dogs, which are these guys right here. And you're going to see that there's still, right here against this wall, there's still a little bit of lint. Now I've done the vacuuming, but I need to come through with my little paintbrush sweeper and kind of get rid of all the excess. But you're going to go through and we're going to finish cleaning the inside of this, and then we're going to oil it, and then we're going to go ahead and get to changing the blades. But I just kind of wanted you guys to see this, and I know it looks kind of intimidating, but it really isn't. These are expenses that you can save on if you learn how to do this properly, so you don't have to take it to like your machine repair guy or pay for them to come out to your home, because those expenses can add up. And the more that you learn how to clean out your machine properly, the less time that your machine will end up in the shop getting fixed. Learn this the hard way. Few machines later, but yeah, so don't be intimidated. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Again, I want you guys to know I am not a licensed machine repair person. I've just have over 20 years of experience with Sergers, industrial and baby locks. So yeah. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and use our paint brushes to sweep out the inside. And you can see all this excess that's coming out. Okay, here we go. Time to change the blades. I have faith in you guys. We'll do this together. So we're going to get the Phillips screwdriver, and you can see the blades right here on this side wall, and you can see you have to remove them out in steps. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to grab our replacements, and I'm going to try to make this as easy as I can for you guys. We're going to go with the hook first, and we'll take this out of the bag. And you want to take a look at your replacement, because if it doesn't look like the one that's in the machine, you got the wrong one, and that could totally mess your day up. So make sure you have the right one for your machine. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and come in here. We're going to use the flathead to unscrew this screw, and I'm actually going to let you listen to the sound it makes, because it does make kind of like a ticking sound, and it's because they use Loctite when they put these in. So we're going to go ahead and undo this first hook one. And you can kind of hear how it, you know, let itself go from the machine. They basically use Loctite on their screws when they put it into the machine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my flashlight with my little magnet on here. This is to make sure that all of my bits don't go flying, because I've done this before, where all my stuff just went flying everywhere, and it was a hot mess. So these magnets come in really handy, and then they also keep the positioning of the screw and the bit and the washer all in one, so that way there's no guesswork. So we'll go ahead and take a look at this. Now I'm just going to go ahead and pull that little hook off, and we're just going to throw them away. We're going to grab the new one, make sure that I'm positioning the new one on the screw the same way the old one came off, just like so, and we'll throw that one out. Now we're going to go ahead and come back in here and remove the lower one. Now this one looks more like a wedge, I guess you could say, and it's the same as the first one. You do have to push kind of hard. You can see that mechanism going together against the sidewall. That's basically you know how you have your stitch width, that's where it separates in the machine, and where you're seeing this part go against the wall. Look how easy that was. It just came off. We're going to go ahead and put our magnet up here again. So you will have to collapse down the stitch width if you have it hanging out. But so there is your lower knife, and you can see, yeah, she's got some dings in her. I looked for some advice online, and I even tried calling Brother and Singer to see what they would say about changing the knives. Honestly, I'm just gonna say this. As a seamstress that works day in and day out in my sewing machine, or in my sewing office, and I use my serger on a daily basis, I want to say it's been about a couple of years since I've changed my knives. I know I'm such a bad little seamstress, but you know, I actually started feeling how the fabric was cutting a little bit different, and certain fabrics it wouldn't cut. So I started feeling like the tension of the fabric not going through the machine right. So I didn't even realize it had been that long until I changed my knives for this video, and my machine is running so much better. So honestly, I'm gonna say give it about once a year and change your knives. I mean, they're really that inexpensive that it's just worth it. Okay, so while we are in here, and I've got this one in my left hand, we're just going to go ahead and sweep the edge of here, get any more debris that might be on there out, make sure it's clean. And then I like to take my lubricant spray, this is a silicone, and just going to give it quick mist. This stuff dissipates so quick, so it's not going to harm your machine or anything, and it is safe for plastics. So then we're going to take this guy, like so. You can see I have the back right here. We're going to put him back on the same way we just took him off. So right here on this edge. I mean, if I can do this with long fingernails, anyone can do it. So now, one thing that I do want to point out is if you look underneath the ledge of this, there is, or underneath the edge of that blade, there's like a ledge, and you'll be able to feel if you're in that cradle or not. Okay, you can see right here there's like this little ledge, so you want to make sure that this is butt up against it, and this will be flat against the table. So that's where we need it. So we're not going to torque that down just yet, because we still need to, and I want to show you guys this real quick. When I am doing repairs, I always have my stuff over here. So I have this little piece, and then I put my screw back inside of it. That's going to go on over here. And then I have this little guy, which is actually, will go to here. So we'll put him over here. And then I have the foot, and this is the one that we're getting ready to take off. I do have this guy over here because I know he has to go on before these guys go on. So I try to keep everything separate, but I try to keep like the little moving parts and mechanisms together as one unit, just so I don't confuse myself. So scroll you back in. So the next one that we're going to do is this one on the outside, and this one goes up above. So, and it'll come right here into this little groove, and you can see the screw hole for it. So what I'm going to do is put my screwdriver in here and hold it by the little hook, like so. And we'll go ahead and screw that in. And you can see, like when I wiggle this back and forth, you can see that there's like this little nook that this guy sits in. And as long as he's in between that nook, you're good. So go ahead, and we're just going to tighten it up just a little bit, not too much, okay? So now that you have these cutters put back together, we want to make sure that we grease all the moving parts. So now I'm going to go ahead and take my Zoom spout, and we're going to oil all the moving parts. So I do have a video that shows you how to oil and recalibrate and rethread. So definitely refer back to that, because this video is more based on showing you guys about how to change the knives. You can see I'm rattling everything off of my desk. Oh, you gotta love it. I do use the silicone spray, which is good to use on your machines. It does dissipate easy, and it does not ruin your plastics. And these techniques that I'm showing you guys, they're just suggestion. I'm not saying this is how you have to do it. I'm showing you guys how I've done it through the years and what's really worked for me. So this little piece I wanted to show you guys, the tongue, it has these little yellow arrows on them. So when you go to put it in or pull it out, you have to push this lever to disengage, and then slide it into this slot, and then let go of that lever, and that's what makes it stick in place. Now, I completely forgot you have to put your throw plate on before you actually put that lever in place, but I'm going to show you that later in the video. We're going to cut back to cleaning out this little cover, and I vacuum it out, and then I also use my little Swiffer wipes to put it back on. Now, this is the biggest tip I'm going to give you. Now, this thing was testing me today. So I'm going to show you. The best thing to do is take your screw that goes to this piece and rattle it down till it goes into the hole. And like, yeah, I definitely had to do a voiceover because this one was really trying my patience today. So it didn't want to go on how it was supposed to, and you know. We're going to take this guy. I'm going to zoom in for this one. Okay, so what you're going to do, like I said, this is kind of dummy proof. Take the hole and you put it on here. Just pop it on. And then you're going to take your screwdriver okay, and that's back on. Now you have that all put together. Now we need to rethread. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and speed through this because I do have another video that really covers thoroughly rethreading your machine. And like I said before, my machine was really testing me today. And I couldn't thread the needles for some reason. Maybe I'm getting old. I don't know. Anyway. Okay, so like I was saying before, you're going to want to go ahead and take out your stitch tongue, put your needle cover on, and then put the stitch tongue back in place. Then you're going to want to make sure that your threads are tight, and go ahead and zip a piece of fabric through there and make sure it's cutting good. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here one more time with our screwdriver. So we're going to tighten these down, and we're going to push in till it clicks in, and then give it one kind of little quick torque that way. So push it in, and I have my hand on the other side of right here, as you can see right here. So we're going to push in and then give it one torque that way. So you don't want to do it too hard, just enough to where you're tightening both of these down. And that concludes the video on how to change your knife cutters on your 1034D Baby Lock Brother Serger. If you made it this far, congratulations. It's really not that hard of a job. It just takes a lot of time and a lot of patience. If you do have any questions though, however, let me know and I will answer them the best that I can. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel before you leave. Follow me on all other social media, and I will see you guys in my next video. Toodles!